You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. This is where we tell the truth
And what?
and shame the devil. I love being black. I love being black. I love being black. Tell the truth and shame the devil. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. All right, people, come on in. Come on in. We got a great show tonight. Don't forget this is Black History Month. Don't forget to give your boy some stars. Give me some stars. Show me some love, people. Y'all know I don't beg for no money. If you want to leave me a donation, it's okay. On the top screen, you see it right there, that little QR code. You can leave it. That's my Cash App if you want to. Don't beg for nothing. David said, I was young, but now I'm old. I've never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed beg of bread. Also, I'm reminded that the Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. But I had to throw that in. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. This is live, uncut, unedited. We're going to have a great show tonight. And the topic is tonight, will Chicago elect another black mayor? And that's what we want to talk about tonight. So we're going to be a little political tonight. And also, tomorrow is going to be our love relationship tomorrow. It's going to be a relationship time tomorrow. We're going to matchmake again. So, people, I appreciate every last one of you. I'm going to start shouting out some names. I got some panels that's going to be calling in. But I thank y'all so much. I want to give a shout out to Keena Nicole. What's up, Keena? God bless you. God bless you. Brother Nathan. What's up, Nathan? Nathan, what's up, man? I see you. I see you. Miss Emma. What's up, Emma Harris? I see you. Vince Miller. Hold on, brother. Hold on. Katie Brown. I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. I promise. Raven Harris. I see you. Good evening to you, my dear sister. Good evening. Monique McCoy. What's up, Monique? How you doing? Monique, I love you, sister. Anything that you can do or say about it. Appreciate you. All right. I got Nola Hawkins. What's up, Nola? I see you. I see you. I promise I see you. Oh, I see my boy granddad, newly granddad Chad. Chad, y'all. Check him out. That's my buddy. That's my buddy. All right, Miss Virginia Beasley. What's up, Miss Beasley? What's up? What's up? What's up? Love Sabrina. What's up, Miss Sabrina? What's up? All right. Is that Bianca? Is that Holman Green? I can't pronounce the last name, so don't beat me up now. But I'm recognizing. How you doing, my dear sister? Marsha Kimball. How you doing, Marsha? How you doing? This is live, uncut, unedited. What up? I got a YouTube on here. What's up, Dre Patrick? Andre Patrick on here on YouTube. People, if you're not following me on YouTube, this is live, uncut, unedited. Y'all better do what y'all make it do. I'm telling you, you better follow me. You ain't gonna go wrong. I'm gonna tell you what not to go and what to do and what to say. I tell you, what's up, Rodney Brown? I want to differ, my brother, because the mayor doesn't really control the money. Okay. Well, hey, we're gonna talk about the Black Christian Conservative. What's up, Mr. Anthony Goatley? I see you. 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 Is that Lolit Walker? I hope I pronounced that right. Somebody said Mayor Green. All right, Green Machine. All right, this live on Raven Harris. I see you. I see you again. Cortez, what's up, man? Cortez Steven. King Ice. What's up, King? What's up with you, brother? Deborah Singleton, what's up? Good evening. All the way from Wisconsin in the house. In the house. This is Black History Month, and I am proud to be black. I love being black. I love being black. I don't care what nobody say. I love being black, and I could not determine my race to come here. I didn't have anything to do with it. So you're supposed to be proud of who you are, no matter if you're black, Hispanic, or white. Stephanie Smith, what's going on, Stephanie? I see you. I see you. And our topics today is will Chicago elect another black mayor? As you know, we have 6 other black mayors running against Lori Lightfoot. We have 1 Caucasian man, and we have 1 Hispanic man, Chewy, and Paul Vallis. And people, I tell you, this is going to be a race. This is going to be a race, and I believe that it's going to go into a runoff. Nola Hawkins, Anthony Goatley. I love being born again. Ain't nothing wrong with that, Anthony. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing. Don't hold it all to yourself. Make sure you tell somebody. Go tell a world of dying men and women that Jesus lived, that Jesus saves, that he set free and he delivers. Don't hold all that salvation to yourself. Go testify to somebody and tell them about the goodness of God. Tell them about the goodness of God. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Peggy, what's going on, Peggy? I appreciate you, Peggy. This is live, uncut, unedited, as you know. Is that Diana Lee? What's up, Miss Lee? What up, Miss Lee? Oh, my girl, Full Circle in the house. Full Circle show. What's up? What's up, beautiful queen? That's a beautiful black sister there. Beautiful black sister. Professional. What's that? Gwen Howell. All right, I see you. I see you. I tell you. Clifford Harris. What's going on? How are you doing, sir? I'm glad to be living in the land of the living. I tell you. I'm glad to be living in the land of living. The songwriter said, new mercy I see. My goodness. Today is a new day that I've never seen before, but God spared me to see this day. As the church folks said, I could have been sleeping in my grave, but he made death and get back behave. I tell you, I'm here today, people. I feel it tonight. I feel it tonight. I thank God to be living in the land of the living. I tell you, I thank God for be living. I tell you, this is real. This is real, people. This is real. Nothing fake about what I'm doing here. I tell you, we ain't controlled by corporate interests. I tell you, not at all. All right. Chickadee, I think I pronounced that right. Is that Sky-Fi? Okay. All right. I tell you, this is live, uncut, unedited, and we loving on folks, people. We loving on folks. I'll tell you, we loving on folks, people. Tyrone D, what up, man? Tyrone D. Muse. All right, I see you. All right, people, we looking for some callers. We need somebody to call in 872-299-0808. Come on in, people. This is live, uncut, unedited. All right, remember, people, let us refrain from calling names. Let us refrain from swearing. Please, people, because we have all types of walks of life that's watching this live. We have professionals. We have ordinary citizens, young people, older people, middle-aged people. So we want to be careful the language that we use. All right. That's what I'm talking about. 87. Rodney Brown. What's up, Rodney? What's up, Rodney? I see you. And remember, you don't always have to agree with me, and that's okay. But if we can respect each other, I tell you, again, I want to give a shout out to my YouTube family. I appreciate my YouTube family coming on here. Appreciate you. Continue to share my videos. And I guarantee you that these videos will help some boy or some girl or some man or some woman. I guarantee you, all you have to do is listen. This is real, people. Live, uncut, unedited. I tell you, people, this is real. All right. This is real. Let's listen in. Listen in, people.
Let your light shine. Shine on this corruption that's here. Let your little light shine. You are the cause of it. You have enabled this system to exist. I hate it. I hate racism. I hate nepotism. And I hate citizens that don't get involved. We need a revolution here. I'm not saying a violent revolution to pick them up and throw them out, but they need to be out.
Tell it.
They need to be out. They are criminals, but they never will be convicted of a crime.
Right.
They're the little rats that get the cheese and never get caught.
Yep.
That never get caught. Citizens,
Tell it, George.
you have failed. Let your light shine. Shine on this corruption that's here. Let your little light shine. You are the cause of it. You have enabled this system to exist.
Say it, George. Say it, George.
I hate it. I hate racism.
All right. Hey, Mr. George Blakemore, are you there? Mr. George.
Yes, I am, sir.
All right. How you doing? Did you hear that? I'm going to play it again for you. I want you to hear yourself. This is probably like 4 or 5 years ago.
All right, thank you.
Hold on. Let me play this again. I want you to hear it. I want you to hear this.
I hate nepotism and I hate citizens that don't get involved. We need a revolution here. I'm not saying a violent revolution to pick them up and throw them out, but they need to be out.
Tell it. Tell it.
They need to be
All of
out.
them.
They are criminals, but they never will be convicted of a crime.
That's right.
They're the little rats that get the cheese and never get caught.
Yep.
That never get caught. Citizens,
Tell it, George.
you have failed. Let your light shine. Shine on this corruption that's here. Let your little light shine. You are the cause of it. You have enabled this system to exist.
All of them.
Brother George Blakemore. People, we got George Blakemore on the
Yes,
live.
sir.
He's live, uncut, unedited. George, what's your thoughts, man? Will Chicago elect another black mayor? What's going to happen, George? You've been around for a long time, George, here in the city of Chicago. How long you been going to council meetings, Mr. Blakemore?
How long I've been going to them? About 35 or 40 years.
All right. Have you ever seen it messed up like
Hello?
this before? Yep.
It's getting worse, but it never have been a function of government. It's always been a dysfunctional government since the time that when I moved in Chicago, 52 years ago. It was a dysfunctional government then, and it's a dysfunctional government now.
Well, let me ask you a question, Mr. George Blakemore. Who is your favorite for being the mayor of the city of Chicago? Just if I may ask, you don't have to share it to me, but if you want to, you can share it to me. Who you like in this mayor race?
No. You asked me the first question that you asked me. I didn't answer, so you moved on.
Okay,
You
well, let me
asked
let you.
me,
Okay,
would
hold on.
Chicago
Hold
ever
on.
have a black mayor again? And we're gonna connect those two things.
Okay,
together.
we'll connect it again. Go ahead, George. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Will Chicago
All right.
ever have a?
I think that
Go ahead, George.
a black mayor. Well, when the first black mayor was, I was in the city, Harold Washington, and this government wasn't functional then. They went to Harold Washington and they told him, Lou Palmer and the other elders went to Harold Washington and they asked Harold Washington to run for the mayor. Harold Washington said, I am a U.S. representative and I'm a part of the Democratic machine, that corrupt machine. And he said, no, but they kept insisting. So he said, you give me so many signatures and so much money and I will run. So Lou Palmer had a teller site and went around on Maxwell Street, all over the city, getting signatures. And they had several Saul Sheen, several black business. At that time, they had black business men that was willing to put their money where their mouth. They was willing, and so they went back to Harold Washington, and Harold Washington agreed to run, but he was still going to run with this corrupt machine. He did not. They never wanted to have good government since I've been here. It's always have been a one party system headed by then the Irish mafia, the Irish people. So Harold Washington won, and I was saying, victory is mine. Victory is ours today. Every black, we all celebrated the first black mayor of the city of Chicago. So when he was down there, they had the Irish machine, men there, and other ethnic groups, and he couldn't get a majority. So it's like 21 or 28, whatever the number, but he needed to have power. So he allied himself with Chuy Garcia and another Puerto Rican, Gutierrez, something, two of the Puerto Ricans and the Hispanic. So he felt like that would give him a majority to run the city council. So he made an ally with the devil. I say with the devil because he had no vision. So what happened? He made the city a sanctuary city. That means like you go to a church, and once you go into that church, the government cannot bother you. So he made this a sanctuary city, and at that time, it opened the doors for illegal immigrants to come into the city of Chicago, thinking that he would be able to control, but mysteriously he vanished. They said he just ate too much and got a heart attack, had a heart attack, and some people say he was poisoned, but also he helped make Richard Daley a state's attorney, and during that time they had mean Commander Burge was going and putting all kind of electronic shocks to the black man, testicle balls, and to his penis, and doing all kind of mean things to police that was supposed to be able to serve and protect all their citizens. The police was out of the control, and then back then they had black police superintendents too, but nobody could control the police department. So that was the first black mayor, and so much hatred was in the city between the blacks and the whites. Then a nightmare came to the city. It was the election of Richard Daley. They had Jane Byrne, in between. But for 21 years, we had Mayor Daley. Mayor Daley was a nightmare. For 21 years, the blacks in a part of the machine was silent, and they let that go on. And then Mayor Daley had them all. His old daddy had them all in these projects, stacked up like sardines. That was a control vote for him, and they neglected these housing projects, and not enough of engineers, not enough maintenance specialists to come in with the electric and the plumbing and the carpenter. Just let the project run down and create crime. A lot of crime was going on in these government projects. So what happened? This eventually he sold the city off and the streets and everything, giving them 100 years lease, and all the blacks was happy with the Democratic machine. This is a one-party city, like you have in the communist government over there in China. They got one party. Well, this party here is a democratic machine, and who runs that machine is the corporate elite, but the day-to-day white corporate elite, but the day-to-day business is turned over to the Irish. And now what is happening at the last election, Martin, I want you to know, even when Lady Lightfoot was elected, only about 20 or 40, 30% of the people came out. The people do not vote. They do not vote. So they did not come out. And I don't think, Martin, at this election that's coming up, I think it's going to be a low turnout again. So I know people, they seem like they're mystified. How can you, George, vote for Lady Lightfoot?
George,
do you remember?
Hey, George, hold up.
Yes.
Hold up real quick.
Yes.
Somebody in the comments said, but Harold Washington really didn't do anything for the black community in this city. That's why the city is in disarray from Harold Washington making the city a refuge city. That's a lie. That's a lie.
You think that's a lie?
Yeah, I think that's a lie. Now, he did. I'm going to tell you why I say that's a lie. Harold Washington brought a lot of contracts to this city. Now, what he was trying to do, don't get me wrong, he was diversifying the city because predominantly it was all whites. All whites, predominantly, greater number percentage, it was all whites. He was trying to diversify the city, and he did it. We got things done in these communities that have never been done. I remember as a little boy, teenager, when it used to snow, man, they wouldn't even come down Cottage Grove. Cottage Grove probably one of the last streets. But when Harold Washington got in office, man, we was getting snow removal. We started getting streets fixed. And listen, I had a Caucasian European man told me at the flea market, and I'll never forget. He said the reason why Harold Washington was killed, that's what exact words he said, because he was giving too many blacks contracts. Under Harold Washington administration, he made a lot of black millionaires. That we cannot deny. Can't deny that. Now, did he probably do everything correctly? Some people, he made the city a sanctuary city. He made it under his administration.
Yeah, but
go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, George.
All right, but having a sanctuary city today, you can see the negative effect of illegal immigrants, people that do not go through immigration and naturalization from Eastern Europe, from Kiev, Russia, also from Asia, and from South America. These people are not black people coming from Haiti or Nigeria or South Mozambique, Ghana. These are other people coming in and getting these jobs, goods, and contracts and service that the native enslaved African people in America do not have an opportunity to get these jobs. So if he had vision, okay, you bringing them in, but you have to look into the future. I guess he had a vision that he would be able to control this sanctuary. But that's why you must not always think selfish for what's good for you at the time to run. You have to have a visionary. You must have a vision, and that vision was he didn't know that eventually those Latin people that he had allied himself with, they wasn't coming. They only allowed themselves to get a foothold in city government for their people. He understood that, but he didn't know in numbers. We don't have the numbers now. We have been gentrified out of the city because during Mayor Daley time and the federal government is in on it too. They tore down all these projects in St. Louisville, in Texas, and telling the people that you will return. They never will come back. We don't have the number. Our people are going to Minnesota. They're going to Iowa. They're going to Atlanta. They're going to Texas. They're leaving here, and other people are coming in. Whites are moving into the city. Asians are moving in, and Latinos are moving in, but blacks are moving out.
Hey, George.
So that's why perhaps, yes, sir.
Let me ask you a question, and
Yes,
I agree with everything you just said. It's factual. Now, while this transition is taking place, we still had blacks in top spots in city government. We still had it, but they are going back to your post that hold on, let me play this again. Let me play this, what you said. You said this like 4 years ago, if my memory serves well. I'm finna replay it. Listen to what you just said.
I hate it. I hate racism. I hate nepotism. And I hate citizens that don't get involved. We need a revolution here. I'm not saying a ballot revolution to pick them up and throw them out, but they need to be out.
Tell it.
They need to be
All of
out.
them.
They are criminals, but they never will be convicted of a crime.
That's right.
They're the little rats that get the cheese and never get caught.
Yep.
That never get caught. Citizens,
Tell it, George.
you have failed. Let your light shine. Shine on this corruption that's here. Let your little light shine. You are the cause of it. You have enabled this system to exist.
All of them.
And going back to what you said, George, that's very profound what you just said, my brother. And I respect you.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
That is very profound. And that's just a little snippet of it. You said more than that because I got 2 minutes of it. I think they allow you 2 minutes, something like that, 2 minutes or 1 minute. And I got all of that. I was sitting there that day listening to you. I said, man, this brother's deep. And I'm glad I had my camera filming you. But getting back to the subject. Now, we had black faces. We had black faces that came up in the
In
ministry.
high faces doing nothing.
Yeah, doing nothing.
Mhm.
And they was rolling with this Democratic machine, going against our people. Going against our people.
Yes.
And I'm gonna say this: during the time Harold Washington made this a sanctuary city, I'll say this: mute your phone, people. Mute your phone. Mute your phone, people. Yeah, don't worry about it. I muted for him. And listen, during this time that Harold Washington made this city a sanctuary city, may have been the thing to do at that time. But like you said earlier, sometimes when we make decisions, it don't hurt the present, it hurts the future. And we're feeling it right now.
Visionary.
Yeah.
And
Go ahead,
sir,
George.
it's like you are a parent and you don't know what the future. They say that song go. I asked my mother, what would I be? And she said, Sarah, Sarah, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. It is ours to see. When you have that, it's yours to see the future. If you're a good leader, to see your sons and daughters prosper, graduating from school, to see your community with economic equity. You got to have a vision to see that, to see what's ahead. And if you don't have that vision, well then, Sarah, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. The future is ours to see. The future, you can get a little girl and boy at 5 years old, 6 years old, if they don't have, if they're a product of bad schools, high crime, all of that, their future, you can predict right now how many black girls and boys would be in the criminal justice system in 2000, no, 20, okay, we could say 2040. 20, they got, because you know how many, because they coming up through this bad environment. So they're going to fail. It is ours to see the future of our people. And if that's a poor leader that's thinking about himself, getting the majority and not looking into the future.
Okay.
Do you agree or disagree?
I agree. George, I need to take a station break real quick. Can you hold on? Can you hold on, George?
I will hold on. Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, people, my station break is, George had a birthday yesterday, so I want you guys to come in and comments and wish George. George, how old are you now? You made yesterday. How old are you, George?
81.
George made 81
years old
yesterday. So I want y'all in the message wish George a happy birthday. That's our station break. I tried to reach him yesterday. He was too busy.
God.
We thank you, Brother George, for the contribution. As they say, we're giving you flowers while you're living. As the old preachers say, while you're living, they lie on you. But when you die, they lie for you. But I want to say, George, if don't nobody ever tell you, we love you, brother. The Black community love. We appreciate your hard work and your labor, your dedication, year after year after year after year. Trust me. And your work will not fall on dumb ears. It will not fall on bad soil. So I just want, that was my commercial break, just to wish you a happy birthday. Appreciate you. Now you shall continue. Now you shall continue what you were saying.
All right.
Go ahead. Back to the
Thank
program.
You. Well, did you know it hasn't been easy being an activist and an advocate for the Black people. And I used to, I'm a businessman too at the IC train station. I had a business down there, and the police would come and arrest me every day. And Harold Wasser sent his people down there and told them, you got to get along with Mr. Blakemore. And I had my business license. And every day the police came and arrested me, turned me down to Lebanon State. That was the headquarters there of the police department, Lebanon State. And I'll be in the cell just hollering and ask Harold.
Right.
Tell Harold to let you out. So I can tell you many, many, many stories about Mr. Blakemore relation with the city police, and no mayor have been able to rein in the fraternal order of police. The COBRA can't do it. Now, young men, they having something out that's going to be a safety council. And I predict it's going to be a failure because the money that's only going to be $3 million, and the police department have $1.9 billion dollar budget. Now, how are you going to? They're electing these little people. They're going to be like a council,
right?
Try to bring in the police department, right. And I predict that's going to be a failure also.
Yeah.
So
hold it right there.
When I was.
Hey, George,
yes, sir.
Hold it right there. I got a couple of callers. I want you to hear what, you don't go nowhere, George. I got a couple of callers. I want to see what they want to talk about. Maybe you can answer some of their questions because you maybe you can answer something. Okay, my caller, 2814. Hey, caller, 2814. What do you want to talk about? The topic is, will Chicago elect another Black mayor? 2814, caller, you live, uncut, unedited. Caller.
Hello. Hey, this is
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, how
Can you
you
hear
doing?
me?
Yeah.
Hey, this is Monique. I typed in the thing in the comments because I wanted to bless George. You said it was his birthday, so I wanted to do something for him. I know the comment rolled right now. You didn't get a chance to see it.
No, I
so
seen
if
it.
you could just send me his information if he got a cash app or anything like that. So I want to bless him.
George, you got a cash app?
No, I do not. and one day I will get something like GoFundMe and a cash out. But I would have to be able to let y'all know exactly what I'm doing with that cash out. I'm not supposed to be hustling the people.
Right.
And so right now, I do not have a cash out. I don't want any money now, but it might become a time that I will have one. But I got to think of, if they go fund me, I got to think of how I got to show y'all what I'm doing with that money. I got to show you. I just can't hustle. So thank you so much, Paula. Thank you so much, Paula.
Mr. George.
All right.
No problem.
Okay,
Thank you.
George, I got another caller. Come on, my anonymous Tiffany. Come on, Tiffany. I noticed you. Come on.
Mr. George, you are so intelligent. Oh my goodness. It's so exciting to say hi to you.
Oh, that's such
So
a
happy
wonderful
birthday to you.
Okay, and you know, I get my little cash out when people like you come in and tell me that I'm doing a good job and give me all these good compliments, because you don't know, young lady, sometimes they curse me, they very mean, but it's people like you, it's people like you and the first caller that motivate me to keep on doing what I do. Thank you so much.
Mr. George, you are so intelligent. I learned about you under Martin, when Martin was doing the nail salon protest, and he was doing all more than just a protest. And I'm just shaking because you're such a you're just so big in the community, and you're so valuable.
Martin is valuable too. So Martin, young lady, guess what Martin told me? Now, George, don't you come on my live using those 4-letter words. Sometimes I curse them all out, young lady. I'm not going to do it on Mark's show, bro.
Okay.
I accidentally did it the other night. So, Mr. George, I remember when they did your birthday for you. I think that was 2 years ago, wasn't it? When they did your birthday, was it 2 years?
Yes, ma'am.
It was
Last
last
year.
year. I remember seeing that. Yeah, I remember that. I thought, melted my little heart. Oh my goodness, I got a little cold or something going on. Mr. George,
Okay,
can I ask you one question about our Black history, if I may?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you feel comfortable? Okay. So, where are you from? Chicago, or did you migrate?
I migrated from the South in 1970. That was the end of the Great Migration. So I've been here about 57 years. You know, a lot of Black people thought that they would have a better life by moving from the South. And that migration started in 1919, and it lasted up to 1970. And I came in at the end of that migration. And now, young lady, the same people that came, they're migrating back to the South because of racism and sanctuary and no economic development, and they're having another great migration, leaving the city.
And then going back, right? And thank you for sharing that. You don't mind, Martin, right?
Okay, you one more question, Tiff. Then I'm gonna let you know. I gotta go to the next caller.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Mr. George, were you able to see? And when you were living down south, did you ever get to see Martin Luther King? And if you did, do you still support where he put in place equal rights for all, the civil rights movement?
No. I was in Texas, and I would only see him on television. How they put the dogs on him and threw rocks and water hose and all of that, but I never did meet him. But what he was talking about, equal rights for all, I think he was thinking about equal rights. No, not only for Blacks, that's for whites too, but he was talking about citizens for equal rights. See, we have the immigration. America is supposed to have immigration law. Young lady, if you would go to Jamaica, you can't bring a plant back to America without
Mhm.
going through the agriculture and immigration. But every country has its own immigration law. You just can't cross and the Rio Grande or just fly in. But sometimes they let certain people come in and without going through immigration and naturalization. Now, what you do believe in the law, don't you? The rule of law.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I believe that everyone should come here legally and by way of the law. Yes.
Oh, thank you very much, young lady. And so,
Yeah.
and then
I don't agree with the illegals coming in. Mhm.
yeah, but when they do, when they come, they need a sponsor, and they need to be able to somebody to take care of you. We have a big problem here in the city and with homelessness right here,
Mhm.
and I don't understand how they can bring other people in and give them homes. So
Mhm.
thank you very much, young lady.
Thank you, Tiff.
And my next
Can I
birthday party.
Can
No,
Can I
that's it,
just
Tiff.
ask real
Yeah.
quick?
No.
Because just real quick.
No,
do
Tiffy,
you- are-
Tiff, that's
Martin,
it.
please?
I got to go to the next
Okay.
caller. I'm
Civil
sorry.
rights? No.
I gave you
Okay.
enough
Thank
talk.
you. Thank you so
Okay.
much, Mr. George. Be
Okay.
blessed.
Okay,
Thank you, Mr.
thank you
George.
so much.
Okay,
Thank you.
caller.
You're welcome. You're welcome. God bless you.
1652 caller, you're next. 1652 caller, you're next. Hey caller, 1652.
Mr. Johnson,
Hey, how you doing?
Mr. Johnson, Mr. Blakemore, Mr. Blakemore, happy birthday, happy birthday. Enjoy
Thank
you
you,
all the
thank you.
time, especially your oratorials at during city council meetings. But Brother Martin, the question is, can we have another black mayor? We already have a black mayor, and yes, we can have another black mayor. All we have to do is vote for what we have.
No.
We have her.
Oh,
We have
yeah.
it.
Okay, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
We have it. We have it. We have a black mayor already. And your question is, can we have another one? Of course we can, because we already have one. All we got to do is stick with what we know and vote for what we know. Now, black people, I'm hoping that we don't become stupid, and I'm going to use that word, become stupid, and lose the fifth floor seat because we're divided amongst each other. The self-hatred is so powerful that we hate each other. It's ridiculous that you got six or seven other people running to unseat another black person. That's unheard of.
Unbelievable.
You got 6 to 7 people to unseat another black, and they have no chances of winning. They have no chances of winning. They're sick. They're mentally. They hate each other, and that's all I gotta.
Right.
That's all I gotta say for it, Mark. That's all I
On
gotta
the
say.
plantation, you know what happened? They made. I don't want to use that
I
anyway.
have no respect. I have no respect for none of them that's running to unseat another black woman. No respect for anyone.
Right.
Thank you. That's all I gotta say.
Okay,
Thank
you, caller.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, George.
Have a good night.
Hold on, George. I got another caller. Let's see what this other caller got to say. 2814. Did you want to say something? 2814.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? Did you want to say something?
Yes, sir, man, because I've been following it with my tablet, then I have given the phone. Yes, sir. How you doing this evening?
Wonderful, wonderful.
God bless you.
Uh-huh.
Now, I have some insight on what was just said.
Okay, what was just
On the
said?
same thing about the man. I don't like that. Like the man just said about black women. First of all, he comes from a black woman, but I understand things go on. You know what I'm saying? But that was just so disrespectful about black women. You come from a black woman.
Hold on, ma'am.
I know things go on.
Ma'am, what did he say about a black woman? I didn't hear nobody talking derogatory about a black woman. What was said about a black woman?
Yes, he did.
What did he say? What did he say, ma'am? I didn't hear it. What did he say?
About something about no black woman don't deserve to be this man.
No, ma'am, you heard that wrong. You heard that wrong, ma'am. You heard that wrong. He did not say that. He did not say that. He said that We have a black mayor seated already. Why would it take 6 people to try to go against to get rid of this black mayor? He said in his own words that he didn't see none of them fit to be the mayor. None of the 6 that's running against her. That's what he said.
Okay. All right.
He didn't say nothing against the
Okay. I apologize.
Okay. I just want to make that clear. Am I right, George? George?
That's correct. That's correct.
That's correct. Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Okay.
And,
How you doing, young lady?
I'm fine. My name is Artis.
Okay.
My name
Okay,
is
I'm glad
Artis
you-
Scott.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, what's your question, ma'am?
Yes.
I need you to speed it up, baby. So what's your question? What you got to say? What do you think Chicago will ever elect another black mayor?
No talking about that. You
Yeah.
know, back in the day, I don't know how old you all are, but I'm 47. I'll be
We older. We both
47.
older than you, baby.
So-
We both older than you. We both. Okay.
Okay. But my grandmother died at 74. My mom still living at 74. So, but back in the day, I grew up. I come from Black King Drive.
Ma'am, I need you to
My
answer.
grandparents.
Ma'am. Will Chicago elect another black man? I need you to answer the question for me because we got to move on. I need you to answer the question for me.
It depends. I don't think so.
Okay.
But if you get if you get the right person in office to take care of our people, then you run with it. But if you get a white man there,
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Hold it right there, ma'am. I got to let George talk. Thank you for calling. Thank you for calling. Thank you. Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Blakemore.
So,
Go ahead, Mr.
Yes,
Blakemore. Go ahead.
This is true. I think it's suicide that the question, how many white women and men will run against, or you think will run against Paul Vallas? How many Hispanic women and men will get in the race and run against Stuart Garcia? That's the issue. Why would the black 6 of them decide to run against that sitting black mayor, lady mayor? And the system is really not a democratic system, because whoever gets there, the white corporate elite and the power structure going to tell. This is something like the overseer when it gets to the mayor, because the mayor power is limited. So, but I don't want to use the word the devil is better than an angel you don't know. Lady Lightfoot is already there. Give her 4 more years. And say she made promises. We all make promises. And some of them that we can't keep. The promise is that each one of us can do for us and bring economic development to the ghettos on the south and west side of the city. We should do it. Are you listening?
I'm
to
listening.
Me?
I'm here. We're listening. Go ahead. We're listening.
Okay. If we can't do it, well, why do you think that the mayor can do it? And the mayor has no power over the police department. Superintendent Brown cannot hire or fire. It all from the union. And the egregious, what's so sad is not only in Chicago, this is a military in Atlanta. They can't do nothing with the police. In Dallas, none of these cities have the power because they don't run it. The policeman's union and they want the police to not serve and protect black people. So you can go to Colorado, you can go to Carolina, you can go to Washington, D.C. The system is broken. And I want to use this over in France. Marie Antoinette say, feed the people cake. So they had a complete revolution. They killed Marie Antoinette, chopped her head off, and started all over again. It kind of seemed like it's a little balance, but the system is broken. It's not working, and surely it's not working on the behalf of black people. Can you continue with your sir, Honorable Martin Johnson?
Okay.
I just think that's wonderful for us to have a man of your stature and having. I think this is the talk that all people should hear in America. What you and I have been discussing today. Will you continue, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes. So, people, I'm going to go back to the video. I played it several times, but I'm going to play it again. This is who I have, my special guest, Mr. George Blakemore. And also, he's celebrating an 81-year-old birthday. And his birthday was on yesterday. So if you didn't get a chance to wish him happy birthday, make sure you wish him happy birthday inside the messages. And hopefully he'll go back and read them all. And thank you, guys. I'm finna play his video again. So hold on, people. Hold on. And I'm going to replay his video.
I hate it. I hate racism. I hate nepotism. And I hate citizens that don't get involved. We need a revolution here. I'm not saying a ballot revolution to pick them up and throw them out, but they need to be out.
Tell it.
They need to be out. They are criminals, but they never will be convicted of a crime.
That's right.
They're the little rats that get the cheese and never get caught.
Yep.
That never get caught. Citizens,
Tell it, George.
you have failed. Let your light shine. Shine on this corruption that's here. Let your little light shine. You are the cause of it. You have enabled this system to exist.
That's George Blakemore, people. For those of you who don't know, he's live, uncut, unedited with us on the phone line. He's willing and ready to take any questions or any thoughts. He's been in this city for over 52 years. He said he migrated here from Texas in 1970. And he's been following this political machine here in the city of Chicago for years, over 35 years. Am I correct, Brother George? 35 years?
That's
Yeah.
35 or even, no, if I've been here, I've been following it ever since I got here.
Okay.
And one thing, what they try to do, sir, they try to keep the divide and conquer, and they try to keep the turnout low. People do not come out and vote because they do. You know the gentleman name. His name is has that heart. It's Cowboy, Dreadlock Cowboy.
Yeah.
And Dreadlock said that he doesn't vote. There's many young people and older people that say, I don't want to get involved in this. So the turnouts are always low because the people do not want to. I've been voting since I was 18, and it was like you had to do that down south because we knew civics. It was our responsibility to get involved in government, and so in the schools, the young people are lost. They don't want to get involved because they see it as something that's not good. And when the citizen involvement, if all the black people here would get involved in their government, their communities would be better. They wouldn't have high crime. They would have better schools, safe parks, and economic development. During the the heydays throughout the United States, they had Black Wall Street, and they did not depend on government. They didn't depend on the commissioner, the mayor, the superintendent. They got involved, and our people were very prosperous. But what happened down in Tulsa, Oklahoma, was that they said some black man was supposed to have touched a white woman, a lady, and that was an excuse because the black people were so prosperous during the oil rush and discovered that they was loaning money to the poor white. So they came and over to Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and they were shooting the black man, but the black man shot back. And so what did they do? They had to get the most new technology from World War I was the airplane. So they got up in the airplane and dropped bombs on Black Wall Street, and they destroyed it. And then they came in with the highways. If you go to Tulsa, Oklahoma today, you will see you can't even say, well, where's Black Wall Street? The highways, they steal your history. So that's why I encourage young black people to be educated, to know the new technology in science, astrology, all these fields, doctors and everything, because when we was over in Africa, the white man came with the gun and the Bible, telling you he's going to save you, and with that gun, and then he enslaved us and brought us over here. And ever since we got off of that boat, we've been on his plantation, and we're still on his plantation. That's a new plantation because all the goods, service, contracts, and jobs are all controlled by him. So some of the young black people, I'm not in no slave. I don't, our food, this telephone, our iPhone, our clothes, we have to be able to create another world within this world. And Bruce Krause was advocating for us to go back to Africa. And they, I don't know, they had Marcus Garvey, head of the largest movement of any black people was Marcus Garvey. I'm teaching you all your history, not Dr. King, not under Elijah Muhammad, but Marcus Garvey. And he was advocating with Black Star the ship, get on those ships and leave Babylon. So what happened to him? He was killed, and the government said not paying his taxes or whatever. But that was something to think about. And if we can't go back and not willing to go back physically, culturally, we should have these little Black Wall Street throughout the United States, endowed banks and insurance companies, service stations, food stores, everything. Here in Chicago, it's one guy I was reading, some black person from Africa, a young man, is opened up a grocery store. We have food deserts. We as black people have been a victim. We fell in love, like that first man said, self-hatred with the oppressor. And I have to check myself too, because I've dyed my hair, straightened it, combed it and everything. We don't like each other. And I will not get on your program today and say those things I said going live. Love you this, love you that, and then love you a little back there. So we have to fall in love with us and not the oppressor. And we have to focus on us. And self-preservation is the first law of nature.
Brother George.
Have to, and you, yes, sir.
Brother George, do you think
yes, sir,
that we will ever get rid of corruption in City Hall?
No. Oh, no, because we would have to do what they did in France, have physically a revolution. Physically, they were the only thing they didn't vote or nothing. They had to kill Marie Antoinette, put her on that gill or whatever, chop her neck off, and start all over again because she had the audacity. The people was hungry. They didn't have wheat or food to eat. She said, feed them cake. Feed them cake. So no, I do not think that what we're doing, if we keep doing what we're doing, we would never have a functional city government. It will always be dysfunctional until we, the people, change this system. Did I answer your question?
Yes, that's good. Now, let me ask you a question. I always have wanted to ask you, what motivates you to go down to the city council and the Cook County Council and speak, and what motivates you to do that? I'd like to know. That's a question from me to you. What motivates you to do that?
Okay, what motivates me to do that?
Yes.
Because Tyrone Muhammad has named me an attention H. I won't use the word or, because I know that nobody else is going to go down and nobody else going to say what I say. And so that if I knew somebody else was going to say what I say, I wouldn't go. But since I know nobody else, my little light, you shine your light, Martin, and you've been shining it good. Nobody can shine a light like Martin. And if you know that nobody else is doing it, you do it. That's a motivation in itself, that my little light. And when I go, I don't go down there, Martin, to see them. I don't go down there to hear them. I go down there for them to see me. And
Okay.
I go down there for them to hear me. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's my motivation, to where they can see me, and most of the time they don't want to see me, they don't want to hear me, and that me, I'm saying the pronoun me, but that goes for you. They don't want to see any of us. They don't want to see any of us, and then they don't even want to feed us cake. They don't care. The system is dysfunctional, and I've gone to the extent that I didn't say physically, but Malcolm X said by any means necessary. It must change. Did you understand me?
Yes, sir. I understood. I understand that. Now, how many aldermen, black aldermen, men and women we have as presently right now, black, is represented in the council? I think it's 20 something. I don't know exact number.
It used to be 20 something. I think it maybe 15 or something. But Martin, you got a hot copy going. You say, will we ever have another black mayor? But Martin, Emma Mitch made a statement. She would never be another. There would never be whatever ward she's in. I forget the number. Her ward. It'll never be another after her. It'll never be another black a woman or man offer, because these people have gentrified us out. That's the last dance that Stephanie Coleman and several other aldermen, they'll make it this round, but the next round they will not be, because they have moved all in K-Town on the west side. Emma Mitch can't hold on to that ward because she doesn't have the number. The people have gone. So this black caucus will be not increasing, but decreasing. And if Lady Lightfoot get in, that'll be the last black overseer mayor of the city of Chicago. Never again.
Why you say that? Because of the migration? Because of the
yes, because they don't have the numbers. And it's natural. It's more. These people gonna start to vote. The numbers. The people are gone. And then they say, no, they're still here. They let the illegal vote in these municipal elections under a provisional vote. That means you can go and vote, come from Dallas, come up here and give an address and sign a piece of paper, affidavit, whatever, and they'll let you vote. They'll let you vote. We, that sanctuary, have displaced black people because they're leaving the city, the numbers. So it used to be 20. Now I don't even think it's 12, maybe 13, 14 or something. But the next one, after that, all go to Inglewood. Go there. Go to Michael Scott's ward. The Hispanic is 40, 60. See, they slip in after Dominic or whoever, Beatrice or Creative, whoever, being that ultimate. That next 4 years, not this one, but that next gonna have a Hispanic. The thrill is gone. The thrill is gone away from here. Look at all these abandoned buildings, and then you're gonna lay that on Lady Lightfoot. The federal government have gotten out of the business of public housing. So, and they are now, the illegal are going in the schools, and they're going in the senior citizen homes. They are moving in everywhere. And I've even gone to exaggerate, say, well, what, do they come on bus? I say they come on scooters, roller skates, bus, all. I'm kind of exaggerating, but they're everywhere. They say, well, they just work cheap. They don't work for, they just, they work in all kind of professional jobs. And they're young people. Once they get over here, they teach them in their own language, bilingual. They teach them Spanish, and then they eventually teach them English. I think that's smart. They don't. That's when they come over and say you gonna learn English. They teach them teach them in their Spanish language, and then they gradually teach English. And they're going to Kennedy King. They're going to U of I. They're going to Malcolm X, and their children are being educated. Education is the key. The black children, the black people are not stressing that. New technology is get your mind together, because we're living in a global world, and you must succeed. It's no excuse. It's no excuse. You got to be forced into glory.
Let me ask you a question, Brother George. Yeah, I'm listening. Brother George, let me ask you a question. So, by you being here in the city of Chicago 50-some years, studying this political system, I've been told that the Latinos, the Spanish, the Mexicans, they're going to be the #1 voting base here in America, period. Period.
No, they would never. They would never be the #1 vote. For an example, you go to San Antonio, you can go up to some of these cities on the West Coast or something, and they have a population, but never in the United States of America will Hispanic people displace white folks. Never. You think the white man is a damn fool letting them come over? Because the white man controls the goods, service, and contract and job. He just moving the black out as the overseer and putting the Hispanic in. No, these universities, they'll never take over Harvard, University of Chicago, Notre Dame. They'll never do it, because who controls the army controls the country. Did you hear what I
yes,
say?
Yes, sir.
They can only move your black blank out, my black blank out. They can never move the white man out. That's it. He lets them come over, and if he wants to right now, he can send them all back. All of them that's voting and whatever. If they think If they think they're going to take over America, no. English will always be number one. English 1, Spanish 2. They might go through this, but this is the white man's country, and they will not. They couldn't take it over by force. They couldn't take Colorado. America got New Mexico, Arizona, Texas, Colorado, California. They couldn't win it by war. They're not going to win it by immigration. This is my opinion, and because I know this white man. No, they'll never take over Harvard, Yale, these institutes. They'll never take over the car industry, the oil, the tech. No, that's my answer. No, they will not take over America, white America. They can only come in and move black Americans after they send them people out. They can't go over to a white neighborhood and do nothing.
Okay, Brother
So I
George.
guess you heard me then.
Yeah,
didn't
I heard you there, Brother George. Okay, I want to ask
you?
you.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. I
Do
agree.
you agree or disagree?
The way you broke it down, I said, of course. You know, and see, one thing I know about the white man, he still can rule with small numbers. Listen, Inglewood is predominantly black. The white man still running Inglewood. White man don't live in Inglewood at all. But he's running it.
And he runs the South Side too.
Yeah.
He runs every one of those South, every one of these black wards, the white man runs it.
Mm-hmm.
He runs the 8th ward, the 6th ward. They just have these little black overseers. But the white man owns all out in South Shore.
Mm-hmm.
They run that.
But Brother George, can I say this?
What the white man is doing, Martin, is getting rid of one plant overseer and putting another group in.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I agree with
I
that.
think you're quiet. I
No,
think
no.
you're quiet now, Martin.
No.
There's some more questions.
No. You telling the truth, bro. You ain't telling me that. I don't know. I'm black power. I'm raised first. So I know what's going on. These other people, they don't believe that, though. They don't believe it. They don't believe it. I know what's going on. So I know that we're still on a plantation. I know that. I'm not fooling myself.
Bring some of your callers in. I'm telling you how to
Okay.
run your station.
All right, call.
That's yours.
Come on. Come on,
yours.
callers. 872-299-0808. We're looking for some more callers. 872-299-0808. We got George Blakemore as a pioneer, an activist over 50-some years here in the city of Chicago. Come call in, 872-299-0808. All right, I got some callers. I got another caller. Also, I have a secondary number. Well, the first number, 872-297-6389. If you can't come in on that call number, you can come in on 872-297-6389. We got Mr. George Blakemore. He's ready to answer some questions. Okay, caller, I'm going to take you first, Tiffany. Come on, Tiffany, go ahead. Come on, Tiffany.
Mr. George?
All right, I'm going to give you
Mr.
one or two.
George?
Tiffany, I'm going to give you one or two questions, and that's it. Come on.
Okay.
I got 3 other callers
Mr. George?
behind you. Come on.
Can he hear me?
Yes, loud and
Can you
clear.
hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Oh, hi, Mr. George. It's me again. Happy birthday again. I'm the one that
Okay,
asked you about
good.
the migration when you came over, when you came to Chicago. I'm the one that asked you, and you said that you left in '70s. So,
Yes, ma'am.
you're so intelligent. You're so intelligent. You have all the answers for what today's young people need, right? From that like 18 to 25, right? 18 to 30 for us. So do you think that today in 2023, is it the Hispanic Latino more important than the black vote?
Yes. Here in the city, I really believe that the vote, you can't vote your way out of poverty. I think that the blacks should start functioning on now through education, because that's our key. The ones that that's left here have to be educated, and through education they will be able to rise. But through numbers, no, because we do not have the vote. But we can still have safe communities. We can still have good schools. The ones who are here, we can still fly. But getting these other positions, dealing with city government, I don't think this is going to happen anymore, because we do not have the numbers, and maybe we don't even need the numbers. Us have to do it for us, and that's the challenge of the blacks that are still here. We can still succeed, have good neighborhoods, open up business and everything, but putting elected officials in, I think we have less of them, and maybe that might be good. That might be actually good, that we can still be somebody. And young lady, I'm old, I'm poor, and I'm black, but I'm still somebody. And you don't have to have the numbers to be great. They got a lot of minorities. The Japanese are very silent, and other ethnic groups, they don't have the physical numbers, but they are still prosperous and achieving in spite of. You don't see any Japanese ultimates or represented, and you don't see. We just have Miss Lee down there for the Chinese, but the Chinese have a prosperous community here. They don't have all these ultimates and mayors and commission and president, but their community is unity, being prosperous. So maybe that's God is working in mysterious ways and wonders keep upon. Maybe that's good that we don't to get rid of all these non-elected elected officials.
Right. Okay.
And then
Hold it right there. She got one more question, George. Come on, sister. Then I got two more callers behind you. Come on, sister.
And then Mr. George?
Yes.
There's one more
Yes, ma'am.
question. The
Okay.
next question, it's still me again. In order to fix the poverty that we go through, in particular zip codes of our people, do you think that the one thing that would have to be cleaned up is stop having all these babies by all these different men and none are married? And I hope it makes sense that we could fix the poverty if they would start getting married instead of making all these babies with no husbands.
Okay.
You think that could be like,
Yes, let me answer this question. Just last week, I read an article, and in that article, it says 25.8% of black people in the city of Chicago, in the state of Illinois, do not get married. Now this is, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. So that is a problem, because they say for you to get a mate, you might have to move to Mississippi, because black family values have gone. Because they have revived. They sold the black men to one plantation, sold the black women to another, sold the black children to another. Today, young black people do not make any commitment to each other. So they said the state of Illinois and the city of Chicago has the lowest of all the 50 states. So that's the problem. And some of them have little baby showers, and they don't have my baby mama, my baby dad, and some of the elected officials, they got somebody's running right today and say my baby daddy, my baby mama. We have gotten too low as a people, and especially they specifically said Chicago and Illinois is the worst. We got Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi. We got all the other states. So you brought up that because if you're not going to make a commitment to your mate, and to your children, and to your family, well, it's disgraceful, young lady. It's disgraceful. I'm glad you brought up this. This is a problem.
Okay, George, we got to go to the next caller. Thank you, Tim.
Mr. George.
Thank you. All right, 9800.
Thank you, Martin.
Thank you. 9800 caller. You're live, uncut, unedited. What's your question for George Blakemore? Hey, caller.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good.
Yeah, how you doing? What's going on, Mark?
All right.
I'm just calling in to I see you got George on today. And I just want to wish him a happy birthday and
Well, thank you, sir.
I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
You're welcome, sir. No problem.
Come on with the question because we got two more people behind you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got a couple questions. Well, my first question is where, George, where do you think we went wrong from migrating from the 1900s all the way up into the 70s, from having all the activists from Martin Luther King and Malcolm X? Where do you think we went wrong from that point all the way up until now? And what can we do to continue to have that unity once again?
Well, I think that maybe Dr. King, Farrakhan, Elijah Muhammad, Marcus Garvey, I think that all of our great leaders, the women too, we have Ida B. Wells. I think that we, the old people, were so depressed, and that we, for our young people, we failed to pass the buck and the responsibility, because the first teacher is the home, is the family. And the old ones like me, I can talk about me one day. I wasn't a good uncle. I wasn't a good, maybe a good son or something. The old ones have to take some of the responsibility. What they're doing now for their children, those who get an education, got a job, they think buying the children material things, iPhone, clothes, and all of that, instead of stressing education. So we, the old ones, are bad because we did not drop the ball. We dropped the ball and did not teach the young ones how to pick up the ball and to run. So all of us, Dr. King thought that he was bringing Jesse Jackson up here, and what's that, Georgia Tillman. They were young, but once they got up here, instead of them continuing the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, each one of them are going to start push. See, we got to build on what's already here. So they destroyed the dream.
That's right. That's right.
Dream. It's the old ones, see, Dr. King he didn't pick out some good ones. He shouldn't have picked Georgia Tillman and what's that other man named Jesse Jackson. So they came up and it was a split. I'm going to start my own organization. I'm going to do this. No, build on what you already have. You already have Lady Lightfoot there. That's foolish to try to get sister y'all going to run against her. That's called doing this. We old ones my age and older than me and younger than me, also, we have dropped the ball, young man. That's why if you fail, I fail.
I hear you, George.
Hold it right there, George.
Do you agree with me, sir?
Yeah, I hear you. Hold it right there, George. The next question, sir. Come on.
I agree, Richard George. See, you know the thing about that too, man.
I need the next question, brother.
To that.
Come on.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Next question.
Go
This
ahead.
is your last question.
Give me. I'll wait.
Okay, I need you. You can ask one more question. I need a question.
Well, all right. Well, okay. Well, that was pretty much the last question. I just wanted just to add to that he's right, because we don't, as young men growing up, we don't have father figures, and we didn't have the people that, you know, your generation had to have, the role models and the people. Everybody want to be a rapper. Everybody want to, you know, do something else and be in the streets instead of being in the household, helping out the kids and train them in the way that they should go, so that we can all either be doctors, lawyers. We don't have anybody that want to be anything else but what we supposed to be, because it does start in the home.
Okay.
And
Hold
I
it right
agree with
there,
you,
bro.
George, and I appreciate all the hard work that
Oh.
you do each and every day to make sure that we have somebody to stick up for us and
That's right.
Okay.
get us in the right
Thank you, bro.
direction to go.
Thank you, bro. George,
Martin,
we
before
going to
you
the
go
next.
that next one.
We going
Yeah.
to the next one.
Okay.
6112. Come on, caller.
All right,
6112. 6112. Come on, caller. Six.
Hey, Mark, this is Rev.
What's up,
I got
Rev? How you
a couple
doing?
well, probably one question.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I got a question for Mr. George.
Okay.
First of all, I'm gonna give him honor because I mean what he's speaking is some real facts. But my question is dealing with the church. Me being a upcoming pastor that's going to be ordained on Sunday. I see the quietness in a faith-based world when it deals with the issues of what we face here in Chicago. Like, so without faith-based compromising with politics, how is it? And I would ask also, is God unpleased with the faith-based organizations in the fact that they are not standing up on the front lines, what they should be, in dealing with the issues that we face with the race and our children here in Chicago?
Thank you. That's profound, young man. That's the horrid bride of Christ. The church is horrid. Christ and the church supposed to be united. If you're Islam, if you believe in Judaism, a Muslim, whatever religion, these churches today let the politicians come into the church. We're supposed to have separation between church and state. So the church have gotten low, because you have to feed the body and the mind, and bringing the faith-based. Most of these preachers let these politicians come in, and the preachers have sold the people out for their own selfish greed. So I'm repeating myself: the church and and Christ, spiritual Christ, or God, or whatever, they're supposed to be one. But the church is the whore in bride of Christ. That means the church is going along with the political system. The church is not, that's not their mission. You can't go into a good church like the Catholic Church, the synagogue, I don't know if Farrakhan let them come in. Well, why? That's supposed to be a separation. So the preacher is getting paid, selling out his congregation. That young man, when you're going to be a preacher, you have to teach your flock and you got to feed your flock, but you're not supposed to be hooked up with these politicians and let them come in and speak, and then you tell, vote Democrat, vote for Blakemore. No, this is not the place for it. So the church, the black church, have gone to nothing too. The black church is not like the old-timey church. You can't go up to Holy Name Cathedral and person go up there and talk, but he can go out to these black churches. He can go to Father Flagon Church and talk. I agree with that, young man. The church is supposed to teach and marriage and teach spiritual values. But the church is getting money from the government too. Do you understand me, young man?
Hey, Reb.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Reb,
Yes,
you
sir.
got
I
one more
definitely
question?
take it to heart.
You got one more
I have no
question?
shame. I
Reb,
don't even deal with it.
Reb, you have
Yeah.
another question? I got to go to the next caller.
Who?
You have one more caller?
No, he answered exactly what I
Okay,
needed.
good.
He answered.
Okay, good. I got an area code 912. Come on, caller. You're live, uncut, unedited. What's your question for George Blakemore? Mr. George Blakemore.
What's going on? It's good old Sarge giving you a call.
Hey, Sarge, what's going on? What you got to tell George?
Yeah,
Yeah. What's
oh,
go
yeah,
ahead.
Mr. George, man, I'm enjoying the show.
Oh, thank you.
Now, Martin knows, I got a lot of political based thought points, right?
Yes.
Could you give me just your reasoning why you think, not nothing to do with me, why you think Black people overwhelmingly vote for Democrats? Because initially Black people were Republicans. Could you give me your take on that?
Yes, because I think when they had the New Deal with old Roosevelt, they came in and he had a New Deal and he was trying to deliver all the people, all the poor whites, poor Blacks, and all out of that Great Depression, and that came in with the New Deal, and that they stopped going being Republican into being Democrats, but both of these parties, young man, they're headed by these racist whites, and you can't say the Democrats are any better than the Republicans. But they made that move. All my people down south are Democrats, but now sometimes I go from one to the other, Democrat to the Republican, and sometimes I know that the political doo-doo, I can't use those words over here, that will not free our people. And you ask me, why do you keep on voting? Well, it's mostly from habit, because after February the 28th, if you don't have nothing, and February, and then March come in, May and June, July, and the cycle go on, and you still won't have nothing. We have to stop looking at the parties, and we have to do what we have to do as people. The ship is sinking. We don't care nothing about the Democrats or the Republicans. We have to do it. People power. So neither one of them, both of them are headed by corporate elite whites. They are the ones who run the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. So we have to stop playing these little games and start saying that we have. And Tyrone Muhammad got a good saying. I'm not saying he lived by it. Nobody can help us but us. Okay. Nobody don't care for us but us. You understand me, sir?
Okay.
I certainly do. Yeah, you see, you cleared all that up, because I was under another impression. See,
you got another question, sir?
Oh, another question.
Go ahead. Come on.
Okay.
I got two more people waiting. Come on.
When now, okay, I'm going to get to the question, Martin. I'm going to get to the question. Now, when you had the Great Migration North, which my parents are a part of that, for better opportunities and provide for your families, right?
Yes.
I personally feel a lot of us that were born in the 60s, I'm 60 years old right now, so born in the 60s, some kind of way we started feeling we were privileged and we were owed something, and we stopped the fight.
Okay.
What's your feelings on that?
No, my feeling is that the ones who migrated up here, they were denied so much. They spoiled you. They say, my son, they never had, I'm going to work, I'm going to get him this, I'm going to give my daughter this, and I'm going to get that. I will not put the responsibility on you. I will put the responsibility on them. They were denied so much down south. When they came up here, started working in these factories, started working these steel mills, and they was able to work and accumulate things. They gave too much. they were supposed to give more love than material things. And you're saying that they did give the love. I think that we cannot hold you responsible because they were so busy getting material things, getting a car, buying you all what you want, tennis, and trying to send you to college, and doing everything that they didn't teach you tough love. You should have had your little job or something while you going to school, and they wasn't supposed to just give to you, and they gave too much to you. What they were supposed to give you, tender love and care, and make you work, and make you be responsible. They didn't do it. So I'm not gonna let you beat up on your generation. It goes back to the ones who migrated. And another thing, the climate has changed in the city of Chicago. This is not a manufacturer. This is a service economy. All the factories and all that have moved out. This is service, high tech. So we have to move. Our people have to remember that the steel mills are gone. These factories are gone. So you have to be able to adjust, unless we're going to end up like the dinosaurs, extinct. So we have to adjust that these Hispanics are not going nowhere. And we that's here, we have to say, we're not going anywhere. And we got to rise in spite of. I hope you're understanding what I'm saying.
Thank you, George. Thank you. Okay, we got another call.
Thank you, sir.
Fully.
Yeah,
Hey, Martin,
Yeah.
Martin, real quick.
No, brother.
It's a Mason Hall.
Brother, I can't
Martin,
do it.
Please,
No,
please.
I cannot. I got to go to the next caller, brother.
Okay,
I got a lot of callers
okay.
in the bank. You can just stay on.
All right,
You can
bro.
tell me later.
I'll hit you back later.
Okay, cool. All right.
All right.
I think this is Dr. Sanders, 4703. Hello, 4703. Come on, caller.
Hey, God bless.
Yes, Dr.
Hey,
Sanders.
Martin.
Yeah, I'm
Hey,
sorry, but hold
how
on,
are
Dr.
you?
Sanders. We're trying to get to everybody. I'm sorry. I know you've been on for a while. Come on, sister. Go ahead.
I was enjoying what he was saying. Very true, because my family from Mississippi, we still have a farm. We still have a farm in Salis. And when my grandmother moved up here, she was at Curtis Candy Company. Many of you all may not know, but I'm for sure Papa George know about Curtis Candy Company that ended up being Nestle, who owns Planet City.
Yeah.
That's history there. I wanted your view, your opinion about the time that my late uncle Clarence McLean worked with Harold Washington, and then he switched over to Vodoliak. But I wanted to know, who do you think on the panel? I want to ask you, who on the panel could match near what Harold Washington have done for this city? The first housing development, if you all remember, some of you all that don't live here would know, Blackstone, 47th Street. That's where the day that he died, when he did the groundbreaking. I was over there that day. What is your input? Do any of these candidates match to anything of Harold Washington? What is your opinion about that?
No, they do not. They do not. They do not. And Harold Washington, that was another era, and that was another people. But we were still black people. But you're saying, and with the Blackstone, like even I wasn't really hearing you and involved with these gangs. They say even the gangs are organized, and like the Black Panthers, they started the food feeding the children. The whole environment was more blacker and pro-black and helping our black people, because they didn't. The organized, it wasn't one gang actually killing. Right now, they don't even have an organized gang. Just a little Ray go and get a gun and start shooting little poo-poo by selling drugs. So we are going backwards, Doctor. We're not moving forward, and we are all at fault. You pointing at me, I'm pointing at you. We are all at fault.
And I'm telling you, they say all hands on deck. That means everybody. The ship is sinking. The ship have almost sunk here in the city of Chicago. Just the idea of over 1.6 million people, black people, have left the city, slowly cooking the frog, slowly. And when you know anything, it's over. You come up to the near north side and see Cabrini's gone. Go on the south side. All these Robert Taylor, they gone. Go to the west side and see the vacant buildings. And when I get on that 12th Street bus, I say, there's nobody. The people are gone. But the Hispanics have the population, and they're moving in. So we don't have to run out now. What we're going to have to do is stand our ground and be excellent and what you do. Because if you mopping that floor, that white man got you mopping the floor, and you say, I'm going to give an example. He say, I want you to go and now clean up the back room and then go out in the front of the place and sweep it up. I'm not going to do that. You hired me to be a salesman. You better do it because Maria and Pablo and Isabella will do it. So we got to do what we got to do. And don't be talking about it's not fair. You hired me. Listen, these people have work ethics, and that's why they brought them up to get rid of us. And we'll say, I'm not going to do that. They're not paying me to wash no dishes. Listen, either you'll wash the dishes in the hotel or you can go to jail or go to a state bill and wash dishes and let other men have you while you're there. So we got to figure this out if we're going to stay here. I'm not telling my father told me, and I don't want to keep telling example. He say, I say, they working me, Daddy Lone Star Drive-In is working me. They didn't work the white boy, making me clean up, wash dishes, mop floors, bus boy. And my mother say, because the black mothers are responsible for these boys too. They spoiled the black male. My mother said, you don't have to go back out there. My daddy said, your mama don't have no money for you, and I don't. So you know what that meant? You cut your black blank right back, and up to whatever. But some of our ladies are very protective of the black male because sometimes the mothers are small, the boys, and then you got to tell them to man up. Them little boys man up, and if they're single mothers, they got to be super mothers. They got to be like a lady bear. Anybody come up to their cub, they got to run they blank away. See, I can use a lot of curse words, but I can't do that with Martin. Because Martin, we have rules. He said, George, do not come on here doing all this cursing. And I'm saying, man up. You got to be tough. And when the young man talked previous, he said, we don't have daddies. Isn't that sad? Isn't that sad to hear a young black boy say he don't have a daddy? We've gotten too low as a people. We've gotten too low, way too low. Man, you don't, way too low. Because see, mama, you don't have to go out there. You don't, my daddy say, listen, he gets up every morning, be in a red cap, licking and cricking these white folks to bring the bacon home. But the good old woman today, she don't have a man to come home. She's waiting, but the Mexican lady, her man gonna go and get a pickup truck, get garbage and whatever necessary to get some hot tamale and Frio and tortillas and bring them home to those children. Our sisters are great because the black man have dropped the ball too. So we all responsible. I, you, and us.
All right.
Do you agree?
Well, I know I appreciate Martin, him targeting. I'm going to get off in a second. I appreciate you telling the truth because I've been frustrated with a lot of preachers that allow all of these people to come to your church, which you're not supposed to. There's a separation, and I put that up there before you even said it, between church and state. If you want these people to meet with your people, you literally are binding them to vote for that person, which is against the law. You cannot tell nobody who to vote for. That's a choice. That is a person's choice. And if you want people to vote,
they need to take it. I'm kind of cutting you off, and I shouldn't do that. They should take and make the church pay taxes there.
That's right. Well, you know what?
They should make them pay taxes.
If you read the book, and I know this because I'm the administrator at my church, a pastor can get paid a regular salary and have taxes taken out like a job. What they fail to realize, they try to barter stuff through the ministry as a gift. I know this for a fact. 501c3 law. So a lot of them don't understand that. They can. Pastors can get paid a salary if the church can afford to pay it and get taxes taken out. But some of them are slick. They'll barter through as a gift, and they think Uncle Sam is a fool. I know that. That's right. To get the 501c3. So I know what I'm talking about, what I read in the book. So my thing is, a lot of them hurt the membership because then you're threatening them. And these politicians, I don't like you all going into the church. You only want to come in for 4 years. You're wrong for that. You were wrong. That's right. You're disrespecting God's house.
Reverend Brazen let him down. Reverend Brazen, he's telling, when he let him in, he's telling us to vote for Pritzker. Vote for this one candidate. No, they're not supposed to come in there.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Oh, but Martin got it hot today. Yes.
Oh, yeah, he got it hot. Ain't nobody arguing. So my whole
I love being black.
God bless you. God bless you, young lady. God bless you.
God bless you, Dad.
All right. Thank you. 314 area code 314. Come on, caller. Live, uncut, unedited. We got about 10 more minutes. Come on, caller.
Happy birthday, Mr. Blake. Happy birthday, Mr. Blakemore. I have a question.
Happy birthday.
Have you ran for any position in Chicago or the City Hall? If the second question, if you haven't, why?
I have. I did run for Cook County Commissioner, but I was on the Republican ticket, and somebody donated $500 to me. I just don't have the personality. I couldn't get no signature. I got a white friend of mine because I to go and get the signature, because when I ask people, I say, "Will you sign my sheet, my signature?" And they say, "Oh no, well that I felt rejected. I'm supposed to go to the next person." But when I got on the ballot, I got over 20,000 votes. I did not campaign, and they steal these elections because so many. The man name was I ran against him for the commissioner, and Bill Lowry, got 95,000 votes. That's more votes than the people live in the district. See, I know this group. They steal these elections. They steal them. And Trump didn't lie, but they steal elections here in this city. So many people voted for me, but I really, I'm not cut out to be a representative or senator or nothing like that, because they and one time I was over at one of the senior homes, and they said, "We have a man that Mr. Blakemore is speaking today, and he's running for Cook County Commissioner." And somebody say, "Is that head man over there? That's the one you're talking about?" Our people, I said, "Oh my God." He was looking at my hair because it's nappy. He wouldn't vote for me. I just can't understand our people. Say, you see that nappy? That's the man y'all have. That nappy is a man. So we have people that look nice, talk nice, speak nice, and act nice, but a piece of alphabet with an S. I can't curse on this show. An alphabet with an S. You have to look at the substance of a person. The idea that some of them are riding from within. With those elected officials down in City Hall are riding from within. So the man was looking at my hair. He said, "You say that old man is running, but they still election." Martin,
yeah,
we're going to have to do this again to educate the people. They still in the Board of Election, and they got something now that the illegals can vote under with that affidavit. It's called provisional ballot.
Wow.
So there's no way for us to win anymore because they vote. They not only in the federal election but in the city election. And another thing, you all didn't know that you can be a Chicago policeman and not a citizen of the United States. It's so much that I learned when I go to these meetings. I got a PhD in government, and I have not finished any school for government. But I did teach, but I've learned so much by going to these meetings. The games that they play, and I say they're all a dog and pony show. So would you vote for old man Blakemore? Hello?
Caller? Oh, he left. Okay, George, quick question.
Okay.
Quick question.
Yes.
Do you think it's wrong for black people to vote for another black person just because he's black? Give me your opinion. Well, just give me your opinion. Yeah.
Okay. Now you really throwing me off now.
No, well, I'm
yes,
not. If you don't want to answer, you don't have to answer.
Okay, no. Okay, you want me? You know, I gotta be sincere because a person is. I would think so because I would think that this person has experienced the same thing I have, institutional racism. But it's a possibility when I vote for him, he could be worse than the white man. But I'm hoping that my brother, living in America, have experienced racism. I hope that he hasn't fallen in love with the enemy. Sometimes I do keep hope alive, and I see you a black candidate, I will vote for you because I'm thinking, mister, have you been on the same plantation I'm on? I think that we have common interests and things that have happened. But you can vote for a black person, and you'll find out that he's serving the master. So we got to be everything black is not black.
Okay,
is that confusing?
No, that's cool. That's understandable. Okay, George, I think I got one more call. He was on earlier today, but 9800. Come on, brother. Come on, 9800. I think that call was here earlier.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, man, George, man, you got my vote. If you run to this day, man, right now at this given day, anytime you go up there and you want to run and have a campaign, you got my vote, man, and I'll bring a lot more people to vote. You got my vote for sure.
Thank you.
No doubt about that. No doubt about that. You can count on that.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'll spend my last $2 for you, sir. Most definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, Sarge, real quick, you had some. Sarge, go ahead, Sarge. You had something you wanted to say real quick, and I'm gonna end it with you, Sarge.
Yeah. When he was talking about Inglewood and Hispanics in Inglewood, right?
Right.
Yes.
You there?
Yeah, here.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, check it out. Now, it's a Mason Hall that's on the corner of 68th and Emerald.
Right, I know
there,
it.
right?
It's not there no more, but it used to be there. Go ahead.
Oh no, it's there.
No, sir. No, sir. I lived on
That building. That building is.
Hold on, sir. I lived on Emerald for what 3.5 years. That's no longer the Mason building no more. This is they took all that stuff out of it, but I know what you're talking about.
But
go ahead. Go ahead.
Right, but we know what the building is right now.
Right.
All the time I was growing up on that block, I had never known that place to be open. Now I went back to visit family. It was Memorial Day weekend, 2017. I seen a whole bunch of, like on the next block across the street is all vacant. So they was all parked in there. That's a parking lot owned by Zion Temple Church. Now, it was a Hispanic family having it was a wedding. They had the wedding reception in there. They had about
these have parties
200-300 people out there. I'm like, now I had never seen that place open during my childhood. Now it's open. I'm like, who it belong to now?
Yeah, but that's what they do. They come in and you didn't have sense enough to. I'm talking about me, black people, to those abandoned buildings. Once the Mexicans move, they open up those buildings. The blacks, the Mexicans come in and they work together with each other. They have family values. They have weddings and everything. And you can put 10 Mexicans in one house and they will get along and work with them. You put 10 blacks in and got $1,000 at the table. I'm kind of stereotyping my people. And they'll fight all day, kill each other over that money. These Mexicans, they was poor, but they didn't have this slave mentality. We have hate each other. We got and we have fallen in love with the enemy, even though they're poor, but they never was slaves over in Mexico. They was peasants. Once they come to America, they bloom. Our mind is messed up because on the plantation, the white man made not a strong black man. He made a weak. He stole our culture. And he raped the men and the women and our language. And do you remember that movie Roots?
Yes.
And they say my name off the bus. He knew his name was Kunta Kinte. That man beat that master, beat him, and then all the others became Toby. We are little Tobys. We got to regain our Kunta Kinte, our language, our culture, and everything was stricken from us. So we have to have a new black man, a new black woman, a new black girl, a new black boy. We don't want
Brother George. Brother George, I got to stop you.
Yeah.
Somebody put up on the message, but Rahm was one of the worst too. Daly was the best that we've ever had. That we've had.
That's not true.
That's not true at all. I don't. You must be white or something. Or why? I don't know who you are, bro.
But no, did you know? No, they could be black because we are falling in love with the master. This is deep. This is mentally ill. Deep. My mother, I'm using that to have that nappy hair. She hated her hair. I can't get mad at my mother. She was an antebellum. That Southern lady. That stuff is passed on from one generation to the other generation. Now you see little girls, 3 and 4 years old, with little cracks all the way down their back. Except we hate ourselves. We have to learn to love us and do for us and respect us. But that's a whole nother 100 hours of how we going to regain the love that we need to heal us. And nobody can heal us like us. We all have mental problems because on the plantation, the white man made I'm not going to fill in that. But did he make a strong black man? No, he separated that man from his wife, those children. And the tragic of this saga, we have fallen in love with the enemy.
I, you, me, we. And we got to look in the mirror and say, it's something wrong with us. We don't want to pass this trophy on to our girls and boys. And this young man say, earlier say, I didn't have a daddy. Oh, this mama, this baby mama and baby daddy, they got to stop. And we got, and if that exists, the grandfather have to be the dad. The uncle got to be the dad. The village got to be the dad. The boy still need a daddy, and the girls need a daddy. The girls have to see strong black men and women. So I know, Martin, our time's probably up.
Yes, it is. 2 hours.
Sum up.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 hours. That's been a beautiful.
Yes.
I won't. When I'm on Facebook, I say go viral. But you should tag this discussion all over America.
I will, George. I will.
And happy Black History Month to you, Martin.
Yes.
Black History, it should be our history every day. God bless you, Martin.
God bless. But George,
and thank you,
George.
for
Before you go, I want to just play your video one more time and let the people know that who you are, and you can go follow George Blakemore. You can follow George Blakemore on his page, George Blakemore. Go follow him. Okay, I'm going to play his video, and we're going to end it with this. All right.
I hate it. I hate racism. I hate nepotism. And I hate citizens that don't get involved. We need a revolution here. I'm not saying a valid revolution to pick them up and throw them out, but they need to be out.
Tell it.
They need to be out. They are criminals, but they never will be convicted of a crime.
That's right.
They're the little rats that get the cheese and never get caught.
Yep.
That never get caught. Citizens,
Tell it, George.
you have failed. Let your light shine. Shine on this corruption that's here. Let your little light shine. You are the cause of it. You have enabled this system to exist.
I want to thank you, Dr. George Blakemore. I appreciate you. I just want to wish you again happy birthday.
You too.
Thank you for coming on. And
Thank you.
You've helped my listeners.
Thank you. And we're going to have to do it.
We have to do it again real soon, George. And you behave yourself there. You didn't curse. Now, I told you, George, I don't care what you say, but I want this broadcast where some little children can watch and listen to it, you know, or some school.
Okay, can I say?
Yeah,
I won't say this. I say love your nappy hair, your big nose, your thick lip, and your little back part. Okay?
Yeah, that's right. Hey, George, this
your
is
little back part.
Listen to this, George. Listen to this. I love being black. I love being black.
Beautiful.
I love being black. All right, people, we're going to end with that.
Okay.
Again, thank you, George. Happy birthday.
I love being black.
I love being black.
All right,
thank y'all so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Good night. Good night, all.